Here we are in the middle of Derbyshire countryside looking at a very old rudimentary railway. One of the first steam engines ever to be created was used on this railway, and it was used to transport lime to an ironworks, I believe, to make iron. And over there in the background, I'll show you some pictures of it in a second, are some old lime kilns, which is very cool. I'm actually out today with Martin Zero, who does a lot of YouTube videos in the Manchester area, and the Whitewicks, who are exploring disused railway stations. And to be fair, I gather that this is probably one of the oldest, which is very cool. So I'm now underneath what is, in theory, quite possibly one of the oldest railway bridges in the world. Because this goes back to before they had like proper steam engines going on, and they're experimenting with different types of steam propulsion. And this bridge, you can literally tell from, I don't know, the get-up of it really. Very old bridge. Very beautiful bridge. In a very beautiful location as well, by the way. There's some nice little houses nestled. And actually on top of the bridge, there is, if I can get to a point where you can see it, but there is actually a garden shed, because somebody lives on what used to be, I believe on top there was the canal, and then it converted into a railway at some point to transport, you can see there, to transport lime down to the Butterley Works to make iron. My facts are not very good. So I just had a rather interesting experience running into a chap who owns a house on a very, very old tunnel from the 1700s. When he bought the house, didn't even realise that the tunnel was there. He just happened to be excavating in his driveway and came across an old railway tunnel, which is absolutely fascinating. There are some pictures of it here, which I'll show you in a sec. But the tunnel runs through his house and then comes out and runs up the field there along that wall, which is great. And we just saw a picture of a little girl looking along the railway at her dad on a train, and the woman actually lives in one of those houses up there, and she's now 80 years old. Fascinating.
This part of the railway line is telling me that these tombstones on this wall.
Wales. They recycled it to Wales, to the mines or somewhere. I mean, travel to where it is. But yeah, I mean, this.
We've lost him for the day now. I'll get him talking about the line, yeah.
So the line runs that way, where they stood.
Turn right here. 25, 30 yards, turn right again. And it takes you.
Well,
Yeah, that's right.
Although we
Claire's
actually. It was our
lifetime
fault.
ambition to get us on smartphones.
But we thought that it just goes a bit under the road. And of course, when they found that.
That's a bridge over here. Midgley, isn't it? Midgley, yeah. Wow. So that was
So we've just been and seen the old railway cutting, and we're heading now towards where it used to split into two parts to go to two separate quarries. Apparently there used to be an old hat factory here, so it'd be interesting to see if there's anything left. We've now moved on to the village of Craich, still in Derbyshire, and we're off to somebody's garden where I believe there is remains of an old railway tunnel from a slightly different line, similar purpose, carrying limestone from a quarry to the ironwork. It's a slightly later line, this one. And yeah, it's in somebody's garden. Apparently we've got permission to go and do some snooping.
Tree line, and that's pretty much the alignment of the tram road. Right. Okay. And this is where the garden is. This is where the garden is, yeah.
I'm in a railway cutting right now, which as you can see is not overgrown at all. And we've discovered this little tunnel, which is in these lovely people's garden. Bricked up now, however, there is a hole, and Martin is about to stick his camera inside the hole to see what we can see. Very excited right now. So we got in. My phone camera wasn't very good, so Martin got in there with his proper kit and got a very nice shot.
Amazing. It's so nice.
Very nice shot. Make sure to check out Martin's channel and go and see it.
You can see the indents of the where the sleepers were, just in there. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I could go in. It'd be interesting to go in actually, but let's just get some photos. You go in now, get some footage.
Here we are,
I'm right on the edge.
sliding into a tunnel in the middle of the countryside in a very accessible area. Very accessible. Need to just stress that point.
Get your camera next to each other. Right, so we're walking here together. Sleepers. Sleepers.
It's like mushrooms growing in the middle of
Where?
right in front of you there.
Oh, what is that?
Mushrooms.
What is that?
That's mushrooms.
That is never a mushroom.
It is.
That is a strange. That is the strangest thing ever. I wouldn't go anywhere near it in terms of spores. Right. Okay. That is strange.
I'll take your advice
What
on.
in God's name is that?
Incredible.
Well, I'm going to head up and round this end, Martin. You going this way? Yeah. Oh, yeah, is that right? Do you reckon? I just find it crazy. In the tunnel, there's a different level. Right, we're walking on. Ready? So we're avoiding. That is the bizarrest thing ever. That jumps up at you and goes down your throat. Do you want to get here? Have you got enough light? Yeah. Do you want to come this side of me?
Spiders. Fuck that. I'd rather have the mushroom.
You got enough light here?
Yeah, fine.
I can see the sleepers now, where the sleepers have been. Down there, can you see them?
We've been in a tunnel. We've been in a tunnel. Now we're out of the tunnel.